Hello detectives, today it will be the story that is difficult to believe in, and I am telling you that also it will be difficult to forget. Get ready, we are taking the plane. Aeroflot Flight 593 was a passenger flight from Sheremetyevo International Airport, Moscow, Russia, to Kai-Tak Airport in Hong Kong. On 23 March 1994, the aircraft operating the route, an Airbus 310 flown by Aeroflot, crashed into the mountain range in southern Siberia, Russia, 4 hours and 19 minutes after takeoff, killing all 63 passengers and 12 crew members on board. No evidence of a technical malfunction was found. The main cause of the disaster was recognized as the presence of unauthorized persons in the cockpit controlling the aircraft. Preceding circumstances. At 8:39 p.m. flight took off from Moscow, heading for Hong Kong. At 9:39 p.m. the plane reached the flight level 10,100 meters. At 0:26 a.m., Relief Captain Kudrinsky called his two children, 13-year-old daughter Yena and 15-year-old son Eldar, into the cockpit. When the aircraft was flying near Novokuznetsk, Kudrinsky, in violation of regulations, allowed first his daughter and then his son to sit in the captain's seat. This circumstance was ignored by the second pilot Piskarev and primary commander Danilov, who at that time was resting in the passenger cabin. In addition, in the cockpit was Kudrinsky's family friend, Vladimir Makarov, also an Aeroflot pilot, flying on the same flight as a passenger with his daughter Inessa, who was also on board. Before allowing the children to take the commander's seat, Kudrinsky turned on the autopilot. With the autopilot active, Kudrinsky, against regulations, let the children sit at the controls. First, the commander's daughter, 13-year-old Yena, sat at the controls. Kudrinsky adjusted the autopilot heading to give her the impression that she was turning the plane, though she actually had no control of the aircraft. She did not attempt to take any action to control the aircraft. Shortly thereafter, at 0:51, 15-year-old Eldar, Kudrinsky's son, took the pilot's seat. Just under 4 minutes later, Eldar had applied enough force to the control column to contradict the autopilot for 30 seconds. Causing the flight computer to switch the plane's ailerons to manual control, while maintaining control over the other flight systems. Eldar was now in partial control of the aircraft. A silent indicator light came on to alert the pilots to this partial disengagement. The pilots, who had previously flown Soviet-designed planes that had audible warning signals, apparently failed to notice the indicator light. Eldar was the first to notice a problem when he observed that the plane was banking right. Shortly after, the flight path indicator changed to show the new flight path of the aircraft as it turned. Since the turn was continuous, the resulting predicted flight path drawn on screen was a 180-degree turn. This indication is similar to those shown when in a holding pattern, where a 180-degree turn is required to remain in a stable position. This confused the pilots for 9 seconds, during which time the plane banked past a 45-degree angle to almost 90-degree, steeper than the design allowed. The Airbus 310 cannot turn this steeply while maintaining altitude, and the plane started to descend quickly. The increased G-forces on the pilots and crew made regaining control extremely difficult for them. The autopilot, which no longer controlled the ailerons, used its other controls to compensate, pitching the nose up and increasing thrust. As a result, the plane began to stall. The autopilot, unable to cope, disengaged completely. At the same time, the autopilot's display screen went blank. To recover from the stall, an automatic system lowered the nose and put the plane into a nosedive. The reduced G-forces enabled Kudrinsky to retake his seat. Piskarev then managed to pull out of the dive, but overcorrected, putting the plane in an almost vertical ascent, again stalling the plane, causing it to enter a spin. During the spin, Kudrinsky managed to almost recover the plane, but he pulled back too aggressively, causing their speed to drop. And then a rudder input sent the plane into a second spin, only this time they entered a flat spin. Although Kudrinsky and Piskaryov managed to regain control again and leveled out the wings, they did not know how far they had descended during the crisis, and their altitude by then was too low to recover. The plane crashed at 0:58 in a flat attitude at high vertical speed, estimated at 70 miles per second. All 75 occupants died on impact. The aircraft crashed with its landing gear up, and all passengers had been prepared for an emergency as they were strapped into their seats. No distress calls were made before the crash. Despite the struggles of both pilots to save the aircraft, it was later concluded that if they had simply let go of the control column after the first spin, aerodynamic principles would have caused the plane to return to level flight, thus preventing the crash. There was no evidence of a technical failure in the plane. The wreckage was located on a remote hillside in the Alato mountain chain, about 12 miles east of Mazdarchansk, Siberia, Russia. The flight data recorders were found on the second day of searching. Families of Russian victims placed flowers on the crash site, while families of Chinese and Taiwanese victims scattered pieces of paper with messages written on them around the area. Aeroflot originally denied that children were in the cockpit, but accepted the fact when the Moscow-based magazine Obozravatel published the transcript on the week of 28 September 1994. The Associated Press said, according to the transcript, the Russian crew almost succeeded in saving the plane, the New York Times said. A transcript of the tape printed in the magazine Obozravatel shows that the Russian crew nearly managed to save the Airbus plane and the 75 people on board, but that it was hampered by the presence of children in. Now we will hear a reconstruction of the last minutes of conversations from the cockpit. The available transcript from the plane emergency tape recorders. 0:43 a.m. Aircraft Commander Kudrinsky told to his daughter Yena,
"Come sit here now, on my chair. Do you want to?"
At 0:43 a.m. and 31 seconds, the Captain Kudrinsky leaves the pilot's seat. 0:43 and 34 seconds. Yena sits down in the captain's chair.
"Dad, lift me up!"
Second pilot reports to the tower.
Novokuznetsk, Aeroflot 593, passing your point at flight level 10,100.
Well, Yena, are you going to lift it?
No!
Don't press the buttons. Don't touch this red one.
Dad, can this be spun?
Do you see Novokuznetsk on the left?
Are we flying that low?
10,100 meters.
That's a lot, right?
Yena tries to leave the captain's chair.
Wait, don't rush.
I am already careful.
0:51 and 12 seconds. Yena leaves the captain's chair. Makarov, pilot passenger, is filming. 0:51 and 55 seconds. Eldar sat down in the captain's seat.
Are you filming?
I am filming.
Can this be twisted?
Yes, if you turn left, where will the plane go?
To the left?
Turn left. Okay, watch the ground where you're going to turn. Let's go left. Turn left.
Great.
Off to go.
At 0:54 and 39 seconds, Eldar turned the steering wheel to the left by 3 to 4 degrees.
Is the plane going left?
It's coming.
Can't see. Right.
Eldar answers something that was illegible.
Now it will go to the right.
Set up a proper artificial horizon for him.
0:55 and 5 seconds, the plane begins to bank to the right.
What do you want, Yena?
Yena says something illegible.
For what?
Yena says something illegible.
In first class, you will only sleep. Don't run there, or we'll get fired from work.
At 0:55 and 28 seconds, the aircraft's roll to the right increases, but neither the captain nor the co-pilot notice this.
Why is he turning around?
Does it turn itself?
Yes.
Why is he turning?
Don't know.
Won't you ruin the given trajectory?
He is still running the zone, guys.
We went into the waiting zone.
Yes.
Certainly.
Guys.
Hold on to the wheel, hold on.
Speed. In the opposite direction. In reverse. Back.
Turn left, right, left.
To the right.
Can't you see?
0:56 and 11 seconds. Sound of autopilot shutting down and sounds until the end of the recording.
To the right. Yes, to the left. There's the land.
Eldar, come out. Crawl back out. Crawl back, Eldar. You see, no.
Rudd's on small.
Come out, come out, come out, I say.
Full throttle. Full throttle. Full throttle.
0, 56 and 55 seconds. Eldar leaves the captain's seat.
Step on the gas.
Full throttle.
Give. I stepped on the gas. I stepped on it. What speed?
I didn't look at the device.
So, full gas.
The speed is very high.
Big, yeah.
Big. Of course.
I turned on.
Okay, that's it. Let's go out. Let's go out. To the right. To the right leg. High speed. Take your guess away.
Cleaned up.
Slowly. Fuck. Again.
Don't turn right. Speed added. We'll be right out. Everything's fine. Little by little, towards myself. Little by little, slowly, damn it.
0, 57 minutes 59 seconds. The sound of a blow, a short crack.